Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for having this important hearing this morning. Thank you all for being here. As part of the FAA reauthorization we passed this year, vital policy solutions were included to bolster our nation's aviation workforce. I was proud to work with many people on this committee to ensure that several of these provisions were included in the final bill, such as Section 625 workforce expansion, air traffic controller training initiatives, and strengthening the pilot and certification workforces. Our nation's economy relies on aviation, whether that be commercial, cargo, defense operations, agriculture. That certainly is true in my state of Kansas. Any hindrance to this system can negatively affect our supply chains, livelihood, and our national security, which is why having strong workforce of these key professions within our aviation industry is the utmost importance. I applaud Chairman Graves and Graves, sound like a law firm, by the way, Graves and Graves, for working to create a reauthorization bill that aims at strengthening these professions. First question for you, Ms. D'Amato. In Kansas, there are several schools and programs that offer certifications and degrees in aviation workforce professions. To keep up with the demand of commercial and cargo air operations in Kansas and around the country, it's imperative that these programs continue to grow and succeed in producing the next generation of aviation workforce. Do the schools and programs that you see have the proper tools, resources, and infrastructure needed to successfully train our workforce? And how can this Congress ensure the FAA continues to provide your members with the resources needed to improve these programs?
Thank you for that question, and absolutely. Our aviation youth, those that are attracted to the collegiate programs, have so many different offerings in front of them. It's not like there's just one choice. And so they are consumers, they're shopping around, and they're comparing them for a number of different attributes. The schools themselves need to stay competitive, and the way that they're going to be able to do that is having access to fleets that are equipped with the most modern technology that the students will be using when they complete the program. If they have a maintenance program or an air traffic control program, the experience of instructors that are needed is something that's a concern. But when you lose that experience and that mentoring opportunity, you lose some of the depth there too. So it's both. I know Mr. Montgomery will talk about this, and he did in his testimony. A lot of it I know has to do with financial, but also that educational knowledge that we can't lose from those experts in our field that we need to come back and spend time with the students.
Yeah, and a critical time in my view is the aviation workforce has changed a lot in the last 5 years. When you look at what COVID did, you look at the impacts, retirements, it's just times are changing, and it's important to recognize these changes to make sure the industry is growing and changing. Ms. D'Amato, what new trends are you seeing in workers' needs across the industry, and what initiatives have your members implemented to address these changes? I mean, what are you seeing out there that you see that's really working?
So at NBAA, we have this incredible tapestry of young professionals. They're called the Yo Pros. They were here actually 2 weeks ago for a DC fly-in. A few of them are sitting behind me. They come from all over the country and from all of our members, and they work in 9 or 10 or more different categories where they would find themselves professionals in aviation. They let us know what's important to them is community, having that ability to connect with each other, even if they're not in the same geographical place. They want to be advocates for themselves and where they are locally and regionally, but also taking into account how they can change the national landscape. And of course, just like anybody, they enjoy a really great work-life balance, and they want to be able to have that lifestyle that they get to carve out for themselves as individuals versus feeling they're part of a prescriptive plan. And I think our members have been learning from them and have been adapting as much as they can to make that the reality to retain them.
Oh, that's great. Last question for you, Mr. Montgomery. Commercial air travel has been, increasing greatly, and that's a great thing. The need for skilled workforce is imperative to keeping air travel efficient and successful as the demand hopefully continues to grow. What are your plans to add additional programs at your school or plans to grow current programs at your school?
Thank you, sir, for that question. We plan to expand into unmanned aerial vehicles, both large and small. And then we want to start up a ANP program and air traffic control through the ATCTI program. And then from there, we want to acquire more aircraft because we're turning away too many students that want to be an airman.
That's great. Well, thank you all for being there. With that, I yield back the balance of my time.